So these are real life case studies. And when we talk about impact, these are the farmers who are the true impact generators. And they are the ones who have it in their hands to future-proof food production. And they are the ones who need the tools, and they need a lot more to create climate-resilient food systems and to secure water for the future generation to grow enough food. So here's the smallholder farmer right now, alone out there, in one, growing their land and doing their regular business and going about work as they do. There is technology available. There is enough smart technology, clean technology, which can enable the farmer to become an impact generator. But you see, there's a gap in them accessing it. How do you fill that gap? That's when the implementing organizations at the last mile, at the ground, come in. We work, for example, at Spowdi with a host of implementing organizations. We work with Child Fund, Barnfonden, with SEVA, the Self-Employed Women's Association, with Hand in Hand in India and Africa, and VEffect and a lot more. However, they can do what they're doing at the ground, provided there is enough of financial muscle for these farmers to adopt the technology. The training and capacity building can happen with the implementing organizations, but that financial kickstart is needed for the farmer. Together, we can be impact enablers, technology providers, finance and governance, multilateral organizations, implementing organizations, the facilitators. But ultimately, it is the smallholder farmer who is the true impact generator. And for that, to make this wheel turning, we all need to come together and act fast, act at scale, and really accelerate what we are doing to future-proof food production. And the results are really phenomenal, as we have seen. We can grow a lot more food, 200%, 300%. We've seen up to 6 times the increase in crop. And this impacts and positively impacts 200 million smallholder farmers. They are the ones who will move the needle when it comes to creating resilient, sustainable food production. This also means that these farmers can reduce water use by 80%. It also means that these farmers, if they're more profitable, they will continue growing food. And then we don't have to ask that question, what will be on our dinner plates if the smallholder farmers stop doing what they do? They stop being entrepreneurs who are in the farming business. But for that, I think we all need to change the way we look at these farmers. We need to see them as entrepreneurs. We need to see them as any individual who wants to start a business, has the muscle, but needs financial support and needs a kickstart, needs the training and capacity building. And together, we can future-proof the food production system and plan for feeding a 10 billion people planet.
I think that your solution has to be appropriate. It has to have some bottom-up aspects. The organizations, the local organizations have to embrace it. It has to be right for them. And this is where you have complexity. You're trying to deal with a farmer in Maharashtra and then a farmer in Mali, and they're 2 different farmers. They need slightly different things. They have common challenges, they have some commonalities, but their culture is different, the way that they approach their soil is different, the context in which they live is different, the economics is different. And so there is this huge complexity, but I do strongly believe that there has to be, for something like this, a bottom-up part to it. And so when you talk about finding partners in Africa, yes, that's good. You'll find some local partners in Africa who are good, but ultimately your partners are the farmers. And working out how to connect with them, working out how to have them embrace this and take this forward is going to be the fundamental piece. It's not going to be finding a partner who can distribute your pumps, because they will be limited. It'll be finding a way of engaging with farmers at massive scale, bottom up, more than top down.
And so I think community mobilization, if we're talking about that, is there a way that, say, Child Fund does that? Because I think that is sort of the basis of any kind of implementing on the ground?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly what you're saying. We need to work on a bottoms-up supportive environment, but it's, they have the strength, you have the people, you have the strength, you have everything there, but you need maybe some facilitation sometimes. And I think it's because it was a while ago, I reached out to our partners in both Ethiopia and Kenya, and I asked them, because we're thinking about that sometimes. We're sitting here in Sweden, in Malmö, the Öresund region, the Nordic region. It's such an innovation mecca, basically. It's a lot going on around green tech and about other things. And how can we be connecting, and how can you find the right solutions? And so, of course, we have to ask, what are the solutions that you need? And so pose that question for them to discuss with their communities. And one of the things that came back to me from women farmers in Ethiopia, I think it was that we would need a mobile drip irrigation system for small-scale farmers. And I think 2 months later, I heard about Spowdi. And it was just interesting because that's where I see that what they're saying is exactly the drip irrigation, that it's mobile and can be moved for us, not for the sort of big industries, but for us farmers that we can use, because they have identified the need. And there you have the sort of ask coming from them. There you have a community that would be ready to start adapting as well.
What I think we can do, especially we can do together, that works on the ground and meet these people. First of all, we need to gather the stories. Then we must be extremely aggressive, telling the story. And by telling the story, if there is any need that is not there yet to be able to scale, we also be much more, precise in what's missing, and challenge others that we think sits on what's missing, telling this is what is needed here and now, and invite people so that they actually will understand exactly what is needed, not just in overall nice words. Must be much more, precise, I believe. Much easier to get attention if you say, I would like exactly this from you. Are you the right person for this? No, but my friend is. I think the communication must be more spot on and more frequent, coming out in more channels. And then, of course, bringing people together that we believe are the ones that can make it happen. Because I can't do more than we do, and you can't do more than you do. And you are looking at things and figure out how to support. If we don't understand exactly what is needed case by case, it will be a longer journey.